What is up, guys, gals, and non-binary pals? My name is Naomi. Welcome to House of Miscellanea. Today, I am coming at you with the Saturday Night Live. Hope you're all doing well on this beautiful Saturday night. You are right in the middle of catching me finishing up this square before I move up to this next row. Um, Definitely want to say hello to those people who are already in the chat. Hello, Wendy. Hello, Amber, Della, and Wallflower. Hi, guys. Hope you're doing amazingly. I got to tell you, I am working my way through this canvas that I got from Captured by Radiance, and I know you guys have heard me talking about it literally the last couple of days, but I am thoroughly impressed, just really thoroughly impressed with everything that I've been experiencing. And the more that I can show you guys of a finished piece, so you can see the kind of quality that Captured by Radiance is working with here, the better, because it's been Mendy. Hello, you have been gone a while. And Noelle, what is up, gorgeous lady of wrestling? How are you doing? Besides out there in the world kicking butts, taking names. So how you been, Mendy? It's been a hot minute, I should say. I hope that you are doing well and finding yourself catching up on content, all the fun things. I've got a lot of stuff coming out for this upcoming week scheduled, and if you're a member, you're already seeing it. But for those who are non-members, you're going to see it come out at the times that it's scheduled, and there's lots of it. But I will get you guys a breakdown. I just wanted to finish up this square really quickly, and then I'll give you the tools breakdown, what we're going to be talking about tonight, because I've got one planned. I thought, enough about art history, enough about AI argumentation things, not that I'm arguing for or against. I think I did both actually last week, arguing for and against, but wanted to show both sides of the argument on AI. This time, I want to talk to you guys about some famous art heists and forgeries. And I thought, I miss you too, Noelle. It's been too damn long. You hide too much. But I know you're busy. I know you're busy. I wanted to talk to you guys about art heists and forgeries. There's a few really funny ones. There's ones that are still considered unsolved mysteries to this day. And I thought, we talk about art on Saturday nights. Why not talk about art heists and art theft? You've been knitting for a while? Oh, Mendy, my you so much. All right, let me move this light here. Sorry if I gotta shake you for a second. I am working with the same tools that I work with all of the time, you guys. I'm kind of a if it's not broke, don't fix it type person, but I am using my Switch Mini Max from Firefly. They are over at fireflyda.com. I love this removable lid. I don't use it much, so if I usually set it to the side, but otherwise it's around. I love this thing because it does have a removable trash tray. I usually take the trash tray and set it up here only because I've found when you get it too full that when you are dumping things in and tapping, you can tap out the garbage into your actual containers, and you don't want to put garbage into your container, right? There's a hole in the top here where you can put your pen so your pen doesn't roll away on you, which is pretty amazing. And then I love the fact that it has an open and close pour spout right here. It flips in, flips back. That way, when I'm moving my diamonds around, they're not going anywhere. It's got a nice deep tray. I like it a lot. And it's the perfect size for my big old man hands. I'm using a pen from C'est Plus Boateur, but this was sent to me by Wallflower. Thank you, gorgeous. Look at that. Pretty. It's pretty. Yeah, my my bird just tries a pretty bird. Okay. Yes, I wasn't talking to you though, Togo. You be quiet over there. Dustin has beans out on a walk, but you know, I have a little something now that'll come in handy. This is my emerald dot dot putty from Butterfly Effectwares. I am a hard placer, you guys. Like, I grind them into that canvas, and I use Butterfly Effectwares because it is a dry putty and it allows me to get a little crazy with the diamonds. Besides that, I was gonna get this ready for the next section, which I'm going to be doing over here. And as you can see, it's kind of dark, so I want to move some things around a bit. But Destiny, hello. Um, but I want to show you the specs on this canvas. This one is called Divide of Attraction. This is her picture. Divide of Attraction is by Rose Profit Creations, and it is from Captured by Radiance. She is a 50 by 71 centimeters, and she is so pretty. I love her so much. You know, honestly, I continue to say it, and I will say it again. This is the closest to Diamond Art Club's quality that I have found at any company. And right now, you can go to Captured by Radiance and save 40% on everything in their store except for their custom diamond painting pens. That is insane. That makes a kit like this, which is a 50 by 71, that makes this kit something like $35, which is completely in everybody's price range. A very high quality kit. It is gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. I love the colors. The drills are beautiful. I've been sectioning my rows the same way that you would see a Diamond Art Club canvas section with the 4 by 4 inch or 10 centimeter by 10 centimeter squares. Okay. So I've done 2 rows. All right. And this right here, that's all my garbage. Just that little bit of garbage. That's all I've got so far. And really, that's nothing in the scheme of all of this, right? But I think that this is also a hand rendered kit. She does all the hand rendering over, Deborah does over at Captured by Radiance, and she does a phenomenal job. This is an absolutely beautiful render. And I mean, the other thing I'll show you is actually, I'll bring you down to show you. Here we go, going on a trip in our favorite rocket ship. Here we go. The thing that I love about this, you guys, there is not a gap to be found. This sucker is just solid. I mean, it's beautiful. And you can see that there are flathead diamonds, but there's also the peaked diamonds like you would see at Diamond Art Club in there. Look at that. No gaps, none. This is a tight grid, even in the light parts. Here, I'll show you over in the light parts. When you look at the light parts, there is not a gap to be seen anywhere. I mean, just a phenomenal canvas, a phenomenal render, phenomenal job done by Captured by Radiance. So I highly recommend checking them out when you have a moment. It's capturedbyradiance.com. Anyways, all that said, I hope everybody, Jamie, hello. How are you doing? Get my drink here. All right. Let me get some things moved around here because, yeah, I'll just cut this off. Because I want to get started on the next little section and we will get going on the live. I'm just really enjoying it. And this is day 2. Day 2? Wait, when did I kit this up? I kitted her up on the 2nd. I started her on the 3rd. And today is the 5th. So I started her on the 3rd. Today's the 5th. And I've got 2 rows done on her. And if she is a 50 by 70, let's see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows left, 2 rows done. And yeah, look at the shine. It is amazing. Like it is the shiniest of shiny canvas. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. The ABs are gorgeous. Look at those ABs right there. Just lovely, lovely. And their their um their form of, pearlescent or pixie dust drill. They call it unicorn poop, which I'm in love with that name already, but their unicorn poop is stunning stuff. Let me show you the blue ones here. Oh, I have a little piece of something in there. What is that? It's a little piece of a piece of crystal resin or something. Weird. Okay. Anyways, um, these are their unicorn poop drills, and they are gorgeous. Look at those. Just beautiful. Let me bring my light up a little bit so you can see. Just beautiful stuff. Beautiful drills. Everything in this kit is gorgeous. I have zero complaints. None. Not a one. Hi, Goddess Jen. Welcome. Yeah, not a complaint to be had about this kit. There are 3 fairy dust and 4 ABs charted into this kit. She's beautiful. But let's get on to our next section here. I'll get that started. And then we will talk about art heists. Because, who doesn't love a good art heist? Some of them are, like I said, unsolved mysteries. And some of them are funny. I don't know. Oh, I think Dustin just got back with beans. Now, speaking of, I also want to say a giant thank you to Wallflower. She sent along some tummy safe snacks for beans, some salmon jerky and turkey jerky. Speak of the big white devil. There he is. And hopefully that'll keep him, quiet and not barking during the live. Sugar also loves them. So maybe, just maybe, we'll see a little less sugar shaming on the live, though I know y'all live for the sugar shame. So hi Alex. But yeah, I gotta say, guys, I'm awestruck with this particular kit. I cannot complain too much. But you guys really quickly, how is everyone doing? Are you all keeping well, keeping hydrated and rested? How was your work week? How was your school week? How was your week? How's it been since I saw you the last? Are you keeping yourself sane? Because that is important. Um, there's nothing more important than both your mental and physical health. So I want to know that you are doing well in that way. Yeah, sugar. She'll be later, I'm sure. But yeah, Beans just got back from a nice long walk. So hopefully that means he'll be relaxed and not wanting to bark about nothing. Sugar always wants to bark about nothing. So not much I can do about that. But yeah, tell me, how's your week been, guys? What have you been up to? And tell me something good. Practice self-care today. Good. Stressed, but here for my girl because I got to support and I love you and need to catch up on content. Baby's good too. Good. Noelle, I'm glad. Stressed, we'll have to take care of that. We will have to take care of that. But you know what? Here's some words of affirmation for you, Noelle. You prove every single day that recovery is possible and that recovery is a choice. And you could have taken any one of those small excuses for going back to old habits. You have not, and you fight every day, and I'm proud of you. And are you at not, wait, you're at 9 months on the 18th, right? I think that's right. October, November, December. Yeah, 9 months. Cooking all day. Ooh, cooking anything good? Same old for me. Working, sold some stuff on eBay. Right on. All right. Good. Got the first row done of Moon Owl Magic. Ooh, cool. Cool, cool. Yeah, I did a little nap before the live. I'm feeling good. I enjoyed that very much. You know, our Discord after dark, so I'm well rested for getting my chat on with my peeps. I hope you guys are ready to get your chat on for the Discord after dark after we finish here. Togo apparently is ready for a little toot. I don't know what her little toot was about, but she tooted. I call it trumpeting, but I call it tooting. Because she doesn't, I mean, that's not as loud as she gets. I can tell you that much. She can definitely get louder, but that was just a little toot. Basically saying, hey, I'd like to eat something. Can you come feed me? So my son went over and checked her food. But yeah, I'm ready for a Discord after dark. I've got my restness on, and yeah. And I figure some of these heists might even be funny enough to chat about. Discord, what have you missed? Mendy. Oh my goodness. Okay. So let me get you a link to the Discord. I have a Discord now. And the Discord has all kinds of stuff. It is a wonderful place with a really fantastic community. And I don't just say that because it's mine. What? Oh, whoa. Hey now. That's enough. I'm gonna start our sugar shame early, I guess. Just a moment. Oh, heard you upstairs. You want to
Yeah.
now? What's that?
Just.
No, not hit him. Stop. Don't talk like that. People think you actually hit our dogs. Can you bring me the turkey jerky and the salmon skin? Did he tap your balls? Well, that's what you get for talking about hitting the dog. Anyways, with the Discord, it's a wonderful community, and like I said, I don't just say that because it's mine. Link in the chat there, as well as there's one in the description. But if you'd like to join the Discord, pretty much every night we get together and we talk about just about anything. I mean, it's probably fine. No, and bring me the salmon skin because these are for Sugar. Yeah, Sugar enjoys it. But Beans, if you give the other dogs the salmon skins or whatever, Beans throws a fit and he got mad. All right, hold on. You'll get the salmon skin, Beans. Just a second. Oh, that's here you go, Bowie. We'll take that. Sugar. Here, Sugar. Here you go. All right. It's not people food, it's dog treats. Now stop it. I mean, you can eat it. I'm sure it's safe. The turkey jerky is literally just turkey. It doesn't have anything else in it.
Dehydrated turkey.
Just dehydrated turkey. That's not the one. These are the salmon fingers. I said, bring me the salmon skin. Yeah. Oh, call me a salmon finger, sir. Yeah, and thank you very much to Wallflower for sending salmon fingers, and thank you turkey jerky and some salmon skin. Very good. Oh, he's crunching away over there. Yeah, he likes those. But yeah, we get on the Discord. We're doing songs. We're doing all kinds of stuff over on the Discord, planning events, chatting in the chat rooms, and pretty much every single night there's somebody to get on voice chat and hang out, diamond paint together and talk. And it's just really nice. It's like the Twitch, but on steroids because everybody can speak. Some nights we get as many as like 15 people in the chat. Now, obviously, not everybody chats at once when there's 15 people. That would be very confusing. But we have conversations, we talk about all kinds of stuff. And it really is a wonderful and supportive community over on the Discord. And what's up, Kat? And so, Mendy, I highly recommend jumping on, joining the Discord. It is totally free, it does not cost you anything. And it's a very good time. It's a very, very good time. But, anyways, you'll definitely be, well, good. I'm glad to hear that. And I think, like I said, you'll enjoy it. We do something called Discord After Dark. After the lives, we go on chat, and sometimes we're on there until the wee hours of the morning. And I mean the actual wee hours of the morning. Like some days it's 6 o'clock in the morning for me by the time that I get off of the Discord. Beans. That's enough of that, sir. Sugar's too busy. Right. Well, the fingers take him longer to chew, or the skin, I mean, takes him longer to chew. Bean. No, Sugar. She got turkey jerky. It's easier for her to chew. Anyways, he went right through that salmon finger. He was like, yeah, thanks. That was a good snack. Yeah, they're amazing. I tried them out with him last night, and he was like all over it. He did not like Sugar getting one of the salmon skins, though. That almost started a fight. Can't have that because he would hurt her if he decided to really go after her for a treat. She probably buried her turkey jerky. Oh, okay. You got it in your face. Sugar, come here. Yeah, come here. It's time for shaming. Look, it's sugar shaming time. Sugar shaming time. She's like, do you have a treat for me somewhere? I will take this shaming if you've got a treat. What are you looking for? Smell them. She can smell them. They're on the table. Little Sugar. No, you can't give her one of those. She'll fight with Bean. See?
He really likes them.
He does. He really likes the salmon skin. He doesn't like her to have it. He does not like her to have it. Y'all are some beggy beggartons. Get out of here. There, Bowie, you can have that. All right, Sugar, that's for you. Now go find something to do, guys. No more. No more. Anyways. She's just like, you got a treat? I don't care about this shaming thing. You just got to give me a treat now. So anyways, all right, on to it. I compiled a list of 50, though we probably won't get through 50 heists and forgeries, but I prepared 50 anyways, just in case. Is Beans feeling better? Yes, he is, I think. He seems to be better. He's not like laying and barking and whining like he was doing before. So I think
I had to go say something.
I had to go say something, and now you're gonna prove me wrong. I'm not giving you another one, dude. You just had one. No. No. Right. Everybody's sitting here looking at him. You can probably give him another skin, but that'd be enough for today. 2 is enough. Even though they're not harmful to him at all. But yeah, he was having some growing pains and picked up some like uncoated aspirin, because you can give dogs aspirin. You can't give them Tylenol. Well, you shouldn't give them Tylenol. And I don't have any of the Rimadyl that we had gotten from the vet from the last time that he was having growing pains. But let me move this so you don't have a glare directly on the. Let's try. There, that's a little better. That's a little better. But yeah, he's doing better. Thank you for asking, Callie. Okay. So first and foremost, the history of art heists and forgeries is filled with these thrilling tales of theft, deception, and high stakes drama. I've got an overview of 50 famous art heists, but like I said, I don't know that I'm going to get through 50. And they're organized with details on, how they happened, who committed the theft, and the final outcome. And I wanted to start with the one that what? Not Miguel and Tulio. That was not an art heist. Tulio and Miguel. That was not an art heist. That was a
Sculpture is too art.
okay, but they weren't. No, stop interrupting me, would you? God. No, I don't want to talk about the Road to El Dorado cartoon. I appreciate that is a fantastic movie, but we will not be talking about that tonight. I can't with you. I cannot. You need to go find a hobby or something. I don't know. But no, I wanted to talk about the Isabella Stewart Gardner from 1990. I started with one that's in my lifetime. One, because it's in my. I know they are taught. Because it's in my lifetime. And because to this day, they still hang these empty frames from the art that was stolen in the museum. Okay. And I found that really, really, really interesting. So I'll give you a little breakdown, and then I'm going to read some things from a CBS News article that came out about it. Now, this happened in Boston, in the United States, Boston. And there were, of the stolen art, there were 13 works, including a Vermeer, the concert, and a Rembrandt, and that's Storm on the Sea of Galilee. Two men dressed as police officers entered the museum, subdued the guards, and stole the artworks. And this remains, even though there is a $10 million reward, this remains unsolved. They still do not know who is responsible for the heist. They don't know who did it. There's no leads. It's a cold case, basically, on this art theft. And, hopefully, like usually happens with regard to art theft, the art will come up in the, first in the black market, it'll be sold around, traded, whatever. And then eventually it ends up out in the regular market as, people discover, oh my God, this is that artwork. But none of the artwork that was stolen was recovered. So there have been a lot of mystery and documentaries ever since this happened. And, the Gardner Museum is not just like any little dinky museum, but I do love the fact that they display these empty frames to remind people that these artworks are still missing. I think it's a really interesting way of reminding the public, like, hey, we're still looking for these pieces that were stolen from us. Do you have any information? But in 1990, two men snuck into the museum disguised as police officers answering a distress call. The duo tied up two guards and were 81 minutes. 81 minutes they were there. They made off with numerous pieces of art, including 13 works from famous painters, like I said, Rembrandt, Vermeer. The art is worth hundreds of millions of dollars. And they still believe that this art is eventually going to come back. But over the past year, and this article from CBS News was published in this year, in March of this year. Officers or FBI said hundreds of tips and emails, and says most are theories or conjecture, but a few are an occasional tip. He says 20 of those calls came from people who thought they spotted the works of art on the wall during house showings or on pictures from Zillow, but they're just reproductions used to stage for the homes. How could you imagine, like, you've got your home up on Zillow and all of a sudden FBI is storming into your home wanting to know more information about these works that you have hanging on your walls, and it's just a reproduction. So they oftentimes, when they get these tips from Zillow, they look at it and they don't look at it and say, like, that's our painting, but they do check into it. And the officer said, I'm amazed that people notice because Zillow has millions of listings and people go through and go, that's the missing gardener painting. But yeah, art theft has a high rate of recovery, but that usually comes generations later when people have died and informants feel safer about coming forward. But there is still a $10 million reward on that. So if you have any information and you're in Boston, about these missing paintings, or information leading to the paintings, you get yourself $10 million richer. But we don't even know if the artwork is still in America, but FBI says, I like to think of it as a haystack, and we're looking for these 13 needles and taking pieces of the haystack away. So ultimately we will get to those 13 at the bottom. I think that's pretty interesting. Gotta love it. I just love the picture of, you're chilling, you're having a cup of coffee in your house that you're staging to have an open house or something, and all of a sudden, like, FBI agents just come storming in, and then take a look at your fake Vermeer that you have up on your wall, and they're like, oh, sorry, wrong house, never mind, bad tip, like, get on their little walkie-talkies, like, oh, false alarm, bad tip. Oh my God, it'd be too funny. Oh, all right. So we can talk about hang on. We can talk about a recovered piece of art after an art heist. I don't know why this is sticking. Oh no. It does not want to come out. Maybe a little static or something. Look at what I did. Dang it. Get these off of here real quick. Hold on. Jesus bless you. That was violent. I'm offended. You just did something very violent at me. Sneeze in my direction like that. You were facing away from me, but I felt the blowback. That one sounded like it was painful. Was it a little painful? Okay. You still got that like stupid feeling that people get when you get sneezies? Got a little tingle from it. Tingle.
Sugar?
She didn't start it. He did. Don't yell at her. Just shut that door. Because he's just out there barking at whatever he sees. Beans. Enough now. No, enough now. I wish you would have waited to walk him until I started the live. How dare you? How very, very dare you, Beans? Stop, dude. Anyway, let's talk about one from 1911. Okay. You would hope the person selling would be smart enough to move it before the photos. You would think, right? From 1911, let's talk about the Mona Lisa heist This was from the Louvre in Paris. Now, obviously, we've got, wow. What was that about? He did not want to lay down on the couch. He was like, nah, I'm good. Beans, what are you doing, dude? Come here. Come here. I'm going to put you on a leash and hang out with you. Oh, get put on timeout. Being naughties. Yeah, lay down. Lay down. You're all right. Lay down. This is you on timeout because you're being naughties. What are you? Whoa. Whoa, Beans. Look at him bumping my table. Being naughties. Dogs are all worked up. I don't know what the heck they think they hear. Or, well, but that's probably part of the problem. Yeah, put something on the TV. The problem with that, though, is it uses internet. And you're going to use internet. Okay. Oh, well, this time. Currently. Sorry, guys. This is a little craziness in the house. Yeah, so the Mona Lisa was actually stolen from the Louvre back in 1911. And that one was an Italian man named Perugia, a former Louvre worker, and he stole the painting by hiding it in a closet overnight. Eventually it was recovered like 2 years later when he tried to sell it in Florence. That one actually was part of what made the Mona Lisa famous in the first place. Oh God. Yeah, what if it was real? If it was a gift or they themselves think it's a reproduction and then they're like, we're moving, change the decor. Oh Lord. Yeah. Well, I mean, depending on how thick the paint is on the painting, like, okay, for instance, like Van Gogh's Starry Night, most people don't realize that that sucker is like 2 inches of paint, right? So you would obviously know that's not a print, but some of them, I mean, people are usually very surprised to find out that the Mona Lisa is tiny. It's like a 8 by 10. It's not. Yes, and people do pay good money for museum quality reproduction. So I suppose some of those. Yeah, we do have a museum quality reproduction of not of the Mona Lisa, but yeah, so there are people who pay for very good reproductions. We'll talk about forgeries later. Or leave it behind because you're too lazy to deal with it. Yeah, like this frame is too damn heavy. I don't want to deal with this. You leave it behind. Oh, ho, ho, ho. So the history.com, like history channel, the theft of the Mona Lisa has been called the art heist of the century, but the caper itself was fairly rudimentary. On the evening of Sunday, August 20th, 1911, a small mustachioed man entered the Louvre Museum in Paris and made his way to the Salon Carré, where the Da Vinci painting was housed alongside several other. Security in the museum was lax, so the man found it easy to stow away inside a storage closet. He remained hidden there until the following morning when the Louvre was closed and foot traffic was light. Around 7:15 a.m., he emerged clad in a white apron, the same garment worn by the museum's employees. After checking to see if the coast was clear, the thief strode up to the Mona Lisa, plucked it off the wall, and carried it to a nearby service stairwell where he removed its wooden canvas from a protective glass frame. The lone hitch in the thief's plan came when he tried to exit the stairwell into a courtyard. Finding the door locked, he placed the Mona Lisa, now wrapped in a white sheet, on the floor and tried to part the doorknob. He made little progress before one of the Louvre's plumbers appeared on the stairwell. Rather than apprehending him, however, The plumber took the man for a trapped coworker and assisted him in opening the door. With a friendly thank you, the thief made his getaway. Just a few moments later, he waltzed out of the Louvre with one of the world's most valuable paintings tucked beneath his apron. That's pretty funny. Just hanging out in the stairwell, can't get out, he's freaking like, what am I going to do? I've got this painting. I got to figure this out. A plumber comes out like, oh man, can I get the door for you? I see you're locked in. How fired was that plumber? That's what I want to know. How absolutely fired was that guy? And yeah, he got away with it too. He obviously got caught when he tried to sell it later on, but he got away with it that day, walked right out. Now, obviously, nowadays, the security around artworks is a whole lot hardier than it was in 1911 when your first line of defense was a museum plumber. But, that guy lost his job. Hi, Amy, how are you? He lost his job. No pension, no severance, just fired, just straight fired. Or maybe they were understanding and they were like, it was an honest mistake. Unless they thought it was like an inside job or something like that. They're like, very clearly you were an accomplice. My goodness. I'd be giggling. Beans, you gotta lay down, duder. Down. Oh, we go lay somewhere else, please, so he's got room. Come here, Beans. Lay down. There you go. Lay down. Relax. You're all right. He gets himself all amped because he's home and he wants to bark at things walking by. He's got this new thing where when I'm walking him, he thinks he's going to chase a car. I don't know why he thinks he's going to chase a car, but he thinks he's going to chase a car. Like, sir, stop it. That is not going to happen. First of all, you will never catch that car. But he does. He runs after cars like he's going to chase it. No. My luck, I would have got caught in the stairwell. No help, just apprehended. Yeah, pretty much. Next one is the Scream theft. Now, this was from the National Gallery in Oslo, Norway, and it was Edvard Munch's The. That's the one. Oh, wait, hold on a second. I can give examples of the ones that I'm talking about. But it'll be in a diamond painting. That'll be fun. All right, let me get these out. So obviously the Mona Lisa is this one, right? We all know the Mona Lisa. I feel like if you don't know the Mona Lisa, there's something wrong, but the Mona Lisa, this is the mini Mona Lisa. But the one that I'm talking about now is the Scream. This is the Scream by Edvard Munch. Munchie. Whoop, I'm gonna drop those though. There we go. That one was stolen on the same day as the Winter Olympics. This was in 1994. On the same day as the Winter Olympics opening in Norway, thieves broke into the gallery and stole the painting. Obviously, the painting was the police were probably very much occupied with regard to the Olympics, right? But let me get an article for this one. There we go. Back to History Channel. Now this painting was recovered 3 months later, and several men were arrested. But let's give it a little read, a little drinky here. Thankfully, it was recovered undamaged at a hotel in Asgardstrand, about 40 miles south of Oslo. It was stolen in only 50 seconds during a break-in on February 12th, the opening day of the 1994 Winter Olympics in Lillehammer. Two thieves broke through a window of the National Gallery, cut a wire holding the painting to the wall, and left a note reading, "1,000 thanks for the bad security." Ah, that's ballsy. That is very, very ballsy. Hi, horror movie bros. Welcome, welcome. We're just talking about art heists here, specifically the Scream. 1,000 thanks for the bad security. Oh man, that's some nuts right there. You got balls of brass. If you just leave a note, 1,000 thanks for the. I love it. I love it. A few days after the theft, a Norwegian anti-abortion group said it could have the painting returned if Norwegian television showed an anti-abortion film. The claim turned out to be false. The government also received a $1 million ransom demand on March 3rd, but refused to pay it due to a lack of proof that the demand was genuine. Eventually, police found 4 pieces of the painting's frame in Nittedal, a suburb north of Oslo, and a cryptic message that the thieves wanted to discuss a ransom. Finally, in January 96, 4 men were convicted and sentenced in connection with the theft. They included Paul Enger, who had been convicted in 1988 of stealing Munch's The Vampire in Oslo. He came back for a second painting. Enger was sentenced this time to 6.5 years in prison. That's all. Hold on. Pause. Hold on a second. 6.5 years in prison for stealing one of the most famous paintings on the planet, but you go and buy some marijuana and you're in prison for 15? How's that work? He escaped while on a field trip in 1999. Wait, on a prison field trip? And was captured 12 days later in a blonde wig and dark sunglasses trying to buy a train ticket to Copenhagen. What the hell? This gets weirder and weirder. It just gets weirder. Oh, hi. Okay, Raven. Oh my gosh. Yes, I'm going to leave what amounts to a passive-aggressive post-it note in place of the painting. Oh my God. In August of 2004, another version of the Scream was stolen along with Munch's The Madonna, this time from the Munch Museum in Oslo. Good Lord. Those are some popular paintings, man. Either that or they just all got poor security on them. Something's got to give here, people. You got to figure something out. Because clearly you got problems. You got real problems. 3 men were convicted in connection with that theft in May 2006. Police recovered both works in August with minor marks and tears. Yet another version of the Scream remained in private hands and sold on May 2nd, 2012 for $119.9 million. Munch developed an emotional art style that served as an important forerunner of the 20th century expressionist movement. He painted the Scream as part of his Frieze of Life series, in which sickness, death, fear, and love and melancholy are central themes. He died in January 1944 at the age of 81. That's really interesting. What did Munch ever do, that guy? Yeah, no idea. Sounds like an episode of Punk'd. Yeah, there really needs to be a movie made about that. That would be interesting. I'd watch it. Fucking post-it note. Thanks for the shitty security system. Deuces. Appreciate it. And then they took him on a prison field trip. Okay, to be fair, no. To be fair, their prison systems are very different in those parts of Europe than they are here in the United States. They don't like it's not like our prisons where, you know, there's the chance of recidivism, people don't learn new skills or ways of life, but 6.5 years for stealing one of the most famous paintings on the planet. I mean, that does seem like a bit of a slap on the wrist. Like that feels like you sort of went, good try, buddy, good try, but don't try that again. And then you're just gonna try again, aren't you? Yeah. Yeah, you're gonna try again. Yeah, movie would be amazing. I'd watch it. I would definitely watch that. Oh, she's got me on her TV. Goodness. All right, next one. Because we talked about the Scream theft and then the Scream theft again, right? The Van Gogh Museum theft in 2002. Let's read a little bit about that. All right. Oop, that's not where I wanted you. There we go. This one, the location was the Van Gogh Museum, Amsterdam in the Netherlands. And the stolen art, hang on, there we go. The stolen art, the view of the sea at Scheveningen. And congregation leaving the Reformed Church in Nieuwenan. Two thieves. Let me get me a little article about it. Here we go. Let's go for the New York Times. They always want you to try and pay them or whatever. All right, this article from theartnewspaper.com. In recent decades, 28 Van Goghs have been stolen in the Netherlands, but all have been recovered. So let's see. The Van Gogh smash and grab raid on the Singer Museum in Laren on Monday came as a shock. Wait. That's not the 2002 one, though. Yes, it is. Okay. Amidst the coronavirus pandemic, which has killed blah, blah, blah. We're not going to talk about that. It may have seemed astonishing that criminals should target art. But an Interpol spokesperson commented that the theft is more proof that criminals don't take breaks and will use any situation to their advantage. Very early on Monday morning at 3:15 a.m., thieves broke through the glass door of the public entrance to the Singer Laren complex. Alarms were triggered, but by the time police arrived, the criminals and the parsonage garden at Nieuwenan in Spring were gone. The thieves were in and out within just a few minutes, suggesting that they were skilled. Although presumably captured on CCTV, they almost certainly disguised their appearance. A getaway vehicle must have been used and may also have been spotted on CCTV, but no details have yet been released by the police. Oh, you're knocking stuff down. Let's see. It also was poignant that the theft took place on the artist's birthday, the 30th of March. Could it be that the brazen thieves were making a point and hoping to maximize international publicity about their heist, or were they simply ignorant criminals? Let's see. Earlier this year was lent to the museum. Trying to get some details. Says skimming. Two thieves broke in through the roof and stole the paintings. Oh, a little Mission Impossible style. We like that, right? I like that they also did it on Van Gogh's birthday. I think that was probably targeted. That was a later one during the pandemic. The one I was looking for was the one in 2002. But it seems like Van Goghs have been stolen 28 have been stolen, but all have been recovered. Means, come back here. Come back here. You gotta come back here and lay down, dude. Nope. Nope. I hurt my leg. Back over here and lay down. Lay down. Yep, you need to lay down, duder. I don't want you running around. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No barkies, buddies. But yeah, interesting. How much do I charge for my pets? What do you mean? Like, their cameos, they should charge me, honestly. Let's see. How about I want to pick something of that you will know, like at least the artist or the piece of the artwork. Let's go with a Da Vinci theft. That sounds fun. All right, here we go from The Guardian. Now, this is in reference to the Duke of, I don't even know how to say that, Buccleuch, Buccleuch? The Duke of Buccleuch's Da Vinci theft from 2003. And this happened in Drumland Castle, Scotland, and it was a Da Vinci Madonna of the Yarn Winder. And armed thieves broke into the castle and took the painting. It was later recovered 4 years later during a police sting operation. And it says, let's see. I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna put in a link so you can see this particular painting because it's kind of goofy looking, to be honest with you. But I'll put it down in the. Oh, how much are my pens? Oh, okay. Give me a second, and I will tell you about the pens. I was like, how much are my pets? Well, a bit expensive to to feed. Oh, I hate that. I hate when your phone makes you like you update it and then it doesn't save your settings for like your saved words or whatever. And then it starts putting ridiculous things into your autofill. Like I will write words that 100% make sense in a sentence and then all of a sudden it's like yeah, no. I don't know why, but now all of a sudden you need to say amen instead of just men. And I'm like, what? That doesn't even make sense. Like at least before you were making sense in the sentence and now you're trying to correct me even though I was not wrong and putting the totally wrong word in there. Cool. I've had some doozies though. So I will tell you about pens in just a moment. Let me finish this one here. 5 cleared of trying to extort 4.2 million pounds from the Duke over stolen Da Vinci painting. Apparently, he is one of Britain's richest peers, and they extorted him for the return of this, but they all walked free after an 8-week trial. Interesting. I'm trying to figure out how exactly. Doyle, Graham, and Ronald were jubilant. They insisted they had been honestly trying to broker the return of the 500-year-old painting, one of only 2 Da Vinci paintings in private hands, in return for what they believed was a fair reward. Oh, so it wasn't extortion. It was, this is the reward we think you should give us. Okay. Well, I guess they were found not guilty, so there's that. The prosecution alleged that all 5 men were guilty of an elaborate extortion attempt. They had repeatedly refused to alert the police that they knew how to recover the stolen painting and had threatened that volatile individuals would destroy the Da Vinci unless their ransom demands were met. After leaving court, Doyle and Graham insisted they were still entitled to a reward. What we did was to bring back a culturally significant masterpiece, which is something neither the police nor the insurers could do. We brought it back, and we have been through 2.5 years of hell since. But it was stolen in broad daylight by 2 axe-wielding men who had threatened and overpowered an 18-year-old tourist guide and then escaped through the castle grounds. Well, that's what you get for leaving an 18-year-old in charge of your security. I mean, yeah, I get it. He was only a tour guide, but you had no other security in your castle. It's very, very famous artwork. That seems a poor decision. I would not call that a wise decision by any stretch of the imagination, but okay. You entrusted this 18-year-old tour guide to keep an eye on things, and then some axe murderers came in through the front door and scared the poops out of that little kid, and then you lost the painting. And then you got extorted money for the painting, which, wow, that's a lot. That's a lot to take in. A lot to take in. The painting was the most valuable single artwork stolen in Britain. The investigation into its disappearance went worldwide. The FBI put the painting on its 10 most wanted list. Neither of the thieves has been caught. Dumfries and Galloway police confirmed today that the theft remains a live investigation. Now, this was written back in 2003. I'm not sure what the update on that is, but yeah, interesting. Axe wielding people. Yeah, I don't even think they would need to overpower me. I think I'd probably just step out of the way. Like, hey man, not my house. Go for it, bro. Maybe if they were smart, they'd well, and here's the thing though. In the UK, right? Like, normal people don't have guns. Like, they don't own them. So that's why the people were carrying axes. How do you hide an axe? You just charge into the, because at that point you're not waiting in line, right? To get into you're not paying a ticket price. You're just sort of charging into the door with an axe, I would assume. You're not trying to hide it down a pant leg or something. That seems like not a good idea. Chop off an ankle or something. Anyways, so it was retrieved. It was given back after many court appearances, and the people who got it back to them still believe that they deserve a reward that they didn't get. But at least they didn't go to prison, so there is that. They weren't the thieves, just people who knew where to find it and how to get back, I guess. Okie dokie. Whatever works. So that said, you were asking about pens. The best place to find out more information about pens, Raven, is actually in the Discord. There is a link in the Discord called HOMDP Pens. And that's got pricing and things like that. It's a pinned message. So if you're looking at the top of the at the top of the Discord thing, it'll say view pinned messages. That's what you're going to want to do, is view pinned messages, and it'll give you pricing and further information on that. Otherwise, just send me either you or Amy, send me a private message on Discord, and I will give you guys some more information, kind of like the breakdown, all that fun stuff. But yeah, just send me a Discord message, and I'll get you more info about pens. I do have 2 that are like available and not spoken for of the intention pens, but I have a little bit of a wait list if you want a custom one. But yeah, just send me a message on Discord. You're Canadian, you keep baseball bats around the house? Yeah. So at our front door, we've got an axe near the front door. We've got a cricket bat up on the stairway going up to the bedrooms. I've got a shillelagh. I keep that here with me. You just never know when you're going to need a good shillelagh, right? Because like it's a good size like shillelagh, but if I hit somebody with this sucker, it would hurt pretty bad. I mean, it's a knotty wood. It's got these like metal things on them. Like that would probably knock a skull pretty good. It's a very hard wood. But yeah, we have guns, but we would definitely be able to take care of an intruder if that happened, I don't think we'd have too much to worry about. But yeah. All right, another heist. Let's find another one. Fun. Ooh, all right, all right. This one looks promising. Okay. Aha. Okay, here we are. Gonna make me. There we go. All right. This one is the Louvre Napoleon heist. And this was in the Louvre in Paris. Lots of people like to hit the Louvre, it seems like. So a few things were stolen, including Napoleon's crossing the Alps in 1976. A thief hid in the museum overnight and stole the painting. But what I was going to read about was from the same 1976 article. Besides the painting, there was also a sword that was taken. It was the priceless diamond-studded sword of King Charles X in a showcase. The burglars climbed up a metal scaffolding set up by workers, and they set up by workers that were cleaning the facade of the former palace and smashed unbarred windows on the second floor. A museum spokesperson said, breaking a glass showcase, the thieves grabbed the sword of the French king, leaving behind his stirrups and saddle. Oh, you can't take the sword away from the stirrups and the saddle. You got to take all of it, right? You can't just leave stuff behind. Although, how funny would you look like just running out with a saddle under your arm? Kind of fun. The museum spokesperson said the sword, made in 1824 by Frederick Bapst for Charles's coronation, had such a historical importance that one cannot set any value on it. Well, it had diamonds in it, too. The thieves could not sell such an object, the spokesman said, but could remove the diamonds for quick sale. The men clubbed 2 guards and raced into the Apollo Hall, where the crown jewels of France are displayed. A third guard, alerted by the noise, called the police. An automatic alarm system prevented the burglars from staying to seek out other pieces, and they left the way they entered. Oh, man. Seems like there's a lot going on at the Louvre. But it was, I don't believe that the sword was ever recovered. However, the artwork, the Napoleon crossing the Alps, was recovered a few months later, and that thief was caught. Like, oh, goodness gracious. How about, let's go with a Picasso heist from 2010. All right, let's see about the Picasso heist 2010. All right, this one was in Paris, France. Lots going on in Paris. They got lots of art and lots of art thieves, I guess. It says there were 5 paintings, including works by Picasso and Matisse. A thief broke into the modern museum in the Ville in Paris and stole paintings. The paintings are still missing. Authorities suspect the involvement of international art traffickers. But we have a guilty verdict on the spectacular 2010 Paris art theft. This is from 2017, so there was an update. The man responsible for France's biggest ever art robbery, Viren Tomic, has been sentenced to 8 years in prison. Again, what is up with these like slap on the wrist verdicts, man? Like in America, it would definitely be longer than 8 years. I feel like, yeah, that America would probably slap you around for doing something dumb like that. But you know, things are different in different countries. But where are the stolen masterpieces worth 100 million euros now? For an over 100 million euro art heist in 2010, Viren Tomic was sentenced to 8 years prison on Monday. The 49-year-old burglar, dubbed Spider-Man, for his acrobatic heists, admitted stealing artworks by Picasso, Matisse, Modigliani, Braque, and Leger from the City of Paris Museum of Modern Art. Tomic, who has a criminal record of 14 previous offenses, was accompanied by 2 accomplices, because, you know, you can have a hard time doing that by yourself, who obtained sentences of 6 and 7 years. The thief and his accomplices were also ordered to pay a fine. Oh boy, not a fine. Of 104 million. Oh, okay, damn. All right. 104 million euros, close to the estimated value of the paintings, to the City of Paris, owner of the Museum of Modern Art, where the theft took place. The paintings have never been found. One of the accomplices, Jonathan Byrne, who confessed to being a receiver of stolen goods, said that he threw the artworks in the trash, but the investigators do not believe him. The masked thief stole Spider-Man, this guy called Spider-Man, broke into the museum around 3 a.m. He entered the gallery by removing the glass from a window without breaking it. Well, that was good. The theft went unnoticed by the 3 guards on duty that night and made headlines as it exposed surprising failures in the museum's security systems. The motion detector had been malfunctioning for months. Ooh, that sounds like an inside job. That definitely sounds like an inside job. I mean, don't you think that sounds like an inside job? Because I do. Definitely. The alarm, which should have been set off by the break-in, was also out of order. Wow. The burglary was only noticed early the next morning during one of the guards' rounds. Footage from the surveillance cameras showed that a single person had climbed through the museum's window. Did the burglar get a tip-off, as an art insurance expert suggested? The police traced Tomic through an insider's hint. The stolen works are so famous that they couldn't be sold, yet they are still missing. The most expensive was Picasso's work Le Pigeon au petit pois, the pigeon with green peas. The other stolen works were by Henri Matisse, Georges Braque, Ferdinand Leger, and Amedeo Modigliani. Never ever found. Wow. Yeah. He's going to do time, get out, and still have that artwork. I know, right? Like, you're still kind of a young man by that point. That's nothing. That's nothing at all. And, you know, dude can say, oh, yeah, we threw it in the trash. But, like, I guess, you know, the question becomes, right? Okay, so you have this artwork. Are you just like sitting and admiring it in a basement somewhere? Like, if you're not going to sell it, then what's the point of having it? Just to say you have it, like you did it, you got away with it, you have this beautiful thing that now you get to sit in your basement and look at all day? I'm just not really sure I understand the point unless you're able to offload it, fence it, you know, whatever seems, I don't know. What do you think, Dustin? Are you stealing artwork to resell it? If it's not resellable, you just leaving it to view in your own personal collection? Right. The intention would be to sell, but if you can't, I mean, what do you do at that point? I guess I guess you're just sitting and looking at it. If you can't sell it, you're just admiring it in your. All right, you have the windows open and now there's tiny gnats just flying everywhere over here. Yeah, of course they're attracted to my light. Of course they are. Looking for something warm. Looking for a warm place to be overnight. Yeah. Well, they're annoying. Just letting you know, they're annoying. But let's see here. Bragging rights. Yeah, bragging rights. I mean, you definitely get bragging rights for that, especially if you only get like 8 years in prison. That's nothing. Although being asked to pay 104 million euros is quite a bit of money. All right, let's see. Holy hell. Look at this one, the Dresden Green Vault heist in 2019. This one happened in Dresden, Germany. The stolen art was historic jewels, including, get this, a 49 carat diamond. Thieves cut through security bars and smashed display cases. The jewels remain missing, but some thieves have been caught. So let's find out more. There is an updated article from August 14th, 2024 from npr.org. And it looks like the jewels stolen are back on display in Germany. So it looks like they got them back. Jewels of a multi-million-dollar heist in 2019 and recovered a few years later are back on display at the German museum they were stolen from. Oh, that sounds smart. Give it right back to the museum who lost it. The Grun Gewölbe, I don't know how to say that word, or Green Vault in Dresden, announced this week that the exhibition of historical gems and other relics is reopening to the public in almost all of its glory. Okay, what does that mean exactly? Marian Ackerman translated from German that the regional court system had allowed the recovered items to be sent back to the museum for display. The jewels are presented exactly as they were returned to the Dresden State Art Collections with damage that is barely visible, although in need of restoration. Saxony Prime Minister Michael Kretschmer called it a good day for the German state in the eastern part of the country bordering Poland and the Czech Republic. All right. Team, one moment. I mean, right there. Sugar, go lay down. Lay down, Beans. Lay down. Oop, bumped it. Says, the brazen heist 5 years ago shocked the German public and ignited a massive hunt for the 120 million in pilfered jewels and artifacts, as well as those responsible. Authorities said at the time that surveillance video showed two thieves entering the museum's jewel room and smashing display cases with what appeared to be a hatchet or a small axe. Lots of axe thefts happening here. Sure, people who want the art don't care where it came from. It's wealth that's easy to move. That's true. Hello, diamonds around the world. Hi, hello. Yeah, lots of thieveries happening with axes. It seems to be the thieves' tool of choice for heists, burglaries, and I guess when you can't, like I said, you can't carry a gun, you gotta get creative, and axes and hatchets are where it's at. The suspect made off with a small or with an array of historical valuables, including a breast star of the Polish Order of the White Eagle, decorated in diamonds, and a diamond-covered sword. Those two items were among a portion of the stolen goods recovered in Berlin by German law enforcement authorities in late 2022. The whereabouts of the other treasures, such as a large breast bow of Queen boost made of 611 small diamonds, silver and gold, and an epaulet that includes the so-called Saxon white diamond, remain unknown. And I'm guessing that the Saxon white diamond is probably that 69 carat diamond. Holy crap. Last year, 5 men were sentenced to several years in prison for taking part in the robbery. They admitted to setting fire to a nearby circuit breaker panel to cut the power in the area and using a hydraulic cutting machine to break into the museum. The men are the members of the so-called Remo clan, a family crime network with Arab roots operating in Germany that's been linked to other robberies in the past. Ackerman said an international commission of experts would convene to discuss how to restore the recovered jewels. Oh, man. Man. And you figure that the one, night, Mindy, swords have gone out of style. Yeah, a little bit. And you figure that 69 carat diamond is probably in bits and pieces by now. And I don't know how you would, without having a chemical makeup of the original and all of that sort of thing, to be able to identify where these smaller diamonds have come from. At that point, it's just, I don't know, do you keep a 69 carat diamond intact, or do you break it up for the material that you can use it for and make your money that way? Just kind of depends on how you'd like to sit and look at it. Now, I have stones of all different varieties, and my favorite is like spheres. I like to collect spheres. And so I could see myself having a huge 69 carat diamond just up on a shelf to look at, because why not? It's good times. But I can imagine that, like, where in the hell would you display something like that? You just put it, I don't know, someplace. But let's see here. Let's look for another one. Oh, this one sounds interesting. Let's get. Entering and exiting a car. Beans. Sit. Sit down. And there's a dog barking outside. What Well, thank you for opening the windows.
It's
I know. I get it gets stuffy in here, Dustin, but choices. It's not a good choice. Oh, excuse me? I'll come over there and whoop you. Let's find out about the Stockholm Museum heist because that looks kind of interesting. All right, let's see. Oh my shark thing. Hey, no, lay it down, buddy. Lay it down. Sugar's just barking to bark. I don't know, man. She just does it. She hears a sound, she needs to bark. Next time I'm gonna make the kids take her upstairs with them. Maybe she'll stay quiet up there. All right, let's see. Trying to find a good article on it. Mutualart.com. Great art heists of history. A submachine gun in Stockholm's National Museum is the headline. This is the National Museum in Stockholm, Sweden. And the stolen art was 2 Renoirs and a Rembrandt. Okay. I found this one interesting because in this particular heist, armed robbers used a speedboat as their getaway vehicle after storming the museum and stealing the painting. Now, all 3 paintings were recovered in 2005, but I thought let's hear more about this one because speedboat heist. That sounds like you ever seen what is it? The Italian Job, the new version with it's got all kinds of people in it, but I know one of them is uh man, I'm terrible with names recently. Edward Norton, I believe, is in that version of the Italian Job, but they also use some speedboats to get away, and then of course the Mini Coopers and things like that, the matching Mini Coopers. Loved that movie. It was great. But it says with the heist that led to the theft on 2 Renoirs and a Rembrandt was one of the most spectacular in the history of art heists, but the thieves forgot one important detail. With a plot featuring car bombs, armed robbery, and an escape by speedboat, the heist of Stockholm's National Museum in 2000 seems more in keeping with an over-exaggerated action movie. It sounds like it to me. Like I said, I feel like I've seen that plot in an action movie before at one point or another. Look, hang on, fix these. There we go. Then with an event that actually happened, in order to steal Pierre Auguste Renoir's Young Parisian and Conversation and Rembrandt van Ryn's self-portrait, 3 armed men went to truly unbelievable lengths in the Swedish capital to secure a haul worth around 55 million. 5 minutes before closing time, a man entered the museum's entry lobby armed with a submachine gun. Wow. And wasted no time in threatening a guard sorry, I can get this little gnat off of here. Little gnat bits on my canvas now. God dang it. Little bastards. Little bastard gnats. What am I looking for here? Wrong symbol. Oop, I think I got all of them. Yay. Demanding that he get down on the ground, another 2 men who were already waiting inside pulled handguns on the other 2 guards, forcing them to take the same prone position. Staring down respective barrels, the guards had little choice but to relinquish the 3 targeted paintings to the thieves, who then made a hasty retreat. The heist only took minutes. But, wow. It says, in what seemed like a simple operation was actually in extremely sophisticated and executed flawlessly. Only mere moments earlier to the heist, two car bombs in nearby hotel parking lots exploded, leaving the vehicles in flames. This was to create a diversion. This does sound like a freaking action movie. That one Indiana Jones movie. Yeah. The trio had also thrown nails onto the road outside the museum to burst the tires of the pursuers that would actually make it. As when the alarm was sounded, responders found that their tires had been slashed. Escaping to a speedboat moored in a nearby waterway was certainly a creative and most likely unexpected getaway method, despite the fact that the museum is bordered by water on two of its sides. The small craft was abandoned and recovered by police a short time after the heist. In January 2001, local police received correspondence from a lawyer acting on behalf of the audacious criminals, demanding a ransom of several million Swedish kroner. The missive included photographs of the three stolen paintings to prove its veracity. The ransom demand was rejected, and that same month, arrests were made. Alexander Petrov and Stefan Nordstrom, along with their crooked lawyer and a handful of other accomplices, were taken in. Wow. Despite the swift arrest, law enforcement came up empty-handed when it came to actually retrieving the stolen paintings. Nope, 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 nope. Sugar, no. In the autumn of 2005, in sunny Los Angeles, the FBI were investigating a Bulgarian crime syndicate for drug trafficking when they caught wind of talk of the second stolen Renoir, young Parisian. The Bureau took in Boris Kostov for interrogation. According to the FBI, the Renoir had arrived in the United States around 2 years previously. Sorry, I had to grab him. Expertly smuggled through LAX. The cross-examination period proved extremely fruitful, for it led to the painting being returned with only a minor scratch to the varnish, as well as to valuable information on the whereabouts of the only other painting from the 2000 heist left uncovered, the self-portrait. Kostov told them the Rembrandt was in Denmark, and later that September, they set up a sting operation and found it when a FBI agent posed as a black market art dealer and potential buyer. The sellers were in a pinch, unable to secure a sale in the 5 years since the heist, offering the painting for only $100,000 when it was worth the far greater sum of $42 million. After weeks of tense negotiation, Witten finally secured a time and place for the exchange in a hotel room in Copenhagen. Unbeknownst to the three thieves, they were being monitored and recorded and caught. Wow. That does sound like that's the plot of a really great movie. I would watch that. The cops in the retelling were like, it really happened, I swear. Diamonds Around the World. This canvas that I am currently working on, it is called Divide of Attraction by Captured by Radiance. Looks like this here. Let me make sure I'm getting you a good image. Sorry, it's a little dark. It's just because of the light, but let me bring the light over here. There we go. This is called Divide of Attraction by Captured by Radiance. The 50 by 71 in square. And I have to tell you, this is quality is, I would say, rivals Diamond Art Club 100%. It's fantastic. It is a fantastic piece. I am in love with it and highly recommend checking out Captured by Radiance. I will plug them again. They're doing a 40% off sale right now on their website. If you use the code, it's up on their website, but it's Fall Sale 24. And 40% off of everything in their store except for their custom pens. Everything else is 40% off. They do have sale items. The sale items are not the same canvas as this one. It's their old manufacturer, but this canvas is the newer ones, the new releases, and 100% well worth. I mean, this one I believe is $60 before any discounts. So 35 for this one after discounts. They are in Canada, but you get free shipping if you spend $85 in the store, and it's easy to do. They have some really great paintings. They're signing some more artists, and I don't know yet that I'm allowed to tell you who they are signing, but they have some big names coming, and you will recognize the names when you hear them. Um, and yeah, I don't know if I'm allowed to tell you them, so I won't. But as soon as I'm allowed to tell you guys who the artists are that they just signed with, I definitely will. I just got to get the go ahead from Deborah, but um, this is honestly one of the best diamonds that I have worked on that's not Diamond Art Club probably ever. I am really just impressed with the quality, not only of the canvas itself. The render is a hand render. It is gorgeously done by Deborah. And the quality is just phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Let me get you a close up of these diamonds real quick. I'll show you that there is like no gapping whatsoever on this piece. I'll get you a closer look at it at the canvas. Bring you down a little bit. Here we go. Oh, move that. There we go. All right, let me get you a close up of this canvas here. Now you can see there is no gapping like anywhere in this canvas. Very shiny, beautiful. It's a tight grid. It's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. They're fairy dusts. Let me see if I can get you a close up on their fairy dust. You can see fairy dusts are right here. I don't know if I can get you a close enough look at them, but there's fairy dusts there. Well, they call them unicorn poops. They have unicorn poop. They have ABs, and there's some ABs all over in this piece. It is very, very shiny, really, really gorgeous. And they have very similar, very, very similar drills to Diamond Art Club, where some of them are peaked on the top. Like these ones here are peaked on the top, like Diamond Art Club with the extra facets. They do also have flat ones, but these ones are peaked. There, it is honestly, I've said it, I'll say it again. It is one of the best canvases that I've worked on, hands down, one of the best. But let me move this back again. So anyhow, I'm gonna see if I could find a forgery or two to show you guys. Let's see. Let me get a little drink here. Hmm. Um. Hmm. Finding one that's got. Oh my God. Oh, okay. Let's go with this one. The Gardner Heist, 1969. Look up a little further in one. Hmm. Let's see. Let's see. Um. No, maybe not that one. Okay, let's try this one. another Van Gogh and Gauguin. Let's see about um so many of these. Like, okay, for instance, there's the Tate Gallery heist in 94 in London. Um, the paintings were stolen while on loan to a gallery, but recovered. The British Museum heist had Chinese artifacts and scrolls. The thieves entered after hours. A lot of these, it's like they walked right in during business hours. But I'm looking for a fun one. We already talked about the Swedish National Museum heist. We talked about that one. Ooh, okay. Let's go with a couple of forgeries. Yeah, that sounds like a good time. All right, let's see. Art forgery. There was a forgery of Ralph Albert Blakelock called Evening. And no, I'm looking for a good little quick story. I don't want to read another long thing. Oh, I get dry in my throat. Well, and it's interesting too, because when it comes to forgeries, it's hard because back in those days, some artists didn't fully paint their paintings even themselves. They would have students that would do, a lot of the work, and then they would sign off on the work because they were essentially learning from that master. They were learning that master's techniques or what have you. And so oftentimes a master would take credit for a painting that was done by that particular painter. And so you'll find that like Picasso lookalikes have been out there because people would learn under him and make paintings that looked very, very similar. So things have been, at one point or another attributed to specific artists that were not by that specific artist. So you have to make sure, that whether or not it's by a student or by that master themselves, because they would have any number of students in homes or whatnot that would be learning how to paint exactly like them. And in those instances, you could have a student who was able to replicate their masters so well that you wouldn't know the difference unless you knew the difference. Like, really, the only difference would have been it was signed by a student and not by the master themselves. Or sometimes the student would create the painting, the master would sign it, but they never actually put their own hands on that painting themselves. So, Picasso says, or is believed to have said, that good artists borrow and great artists steal. Some artists maybe have taken these words a little too seriously. Like uh, Michelangelo. This is not the story of a forger mocking the great Michelangelo, but the great Michelangelo mocking someone else. In the late 15th century, Michelangelo was a young artist looking to make his way in the world, and he studied under Lorenzo de' Medici, who quickly discovered that Michelangelo had incredible talent. And here's another one of those situations. Um, Unfortunately, art buyers at the time were obsessed with artwork from the classical world, and that gave Michelangelo an idea. He created a sculpture and artificially aged it. His work was so successful, he sold it to an Italian cardinal. Eventually, the cardinal realized what had happened, but instead of ruining his name and career, his ability to copy the classical world solidified his reputation as a great new artist, even though he was copying from artists that already existed, which, pretty interesting stuff. Uh, I I could probably, sit down and I'm really good at copying what I see, but I can't make art out of my own head. So like, um, not tracing, but sitting and looking at a piece of art, I could, section it off, whatever, and copy exactly what I'm looking at pretty well. Not to a T, but for people who spent their lives doing just that, copying the greats, they didn't have a printing press where they were making reproductions in that sort of way. They had to have someone else paint a painting that looked like the original painting. Callie says there's also some portraits that had the face painted by one artist and the clothing and fabrics in the background were done by another. Yes, that too. That too. Vermeer. Vermeer is one of the true masters of painting. His work continues to stun people based on its tenderness and craft, which made the revelation that many of his pieces were were by a master forger explosive. Uh, Han van Meegeren was a Dutch painter who, in the first half of the 20th century, became one of the greatest art forgers of all time. It began with him wanting to become a legitimate artist, but he struggled to make a name for himself. So he studied Vermeer's paintings until he was able to make work that resembled the master. Van Meegeren obsessively learned how to parrot Vermeer's style and quick age the materials. That's the other thing too. They're just recently coming out with carbon dating and things like that. And for the longest time, people were learning how to age a painting or at least make it appear aged. Obviously, like you could use teas to make paper look darker or more rough around the edges, whatever. Harder to do now as we have carbon dating methods, but back then they didn't have that sort of science. So if it looked close enough, how were you to know? So Van Meegeren, he was able to likely for like they even believe that there are many Vermeer paintings that had yet to be discovered. So he created original work that he claimed were lost Vermeers, and sold today's equivalent of $60 million worth of art to collectors under the master's name. Um, they just believed that they were lost Vermeers, which, woof, man, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money in forgeries. And I figure you're an artist, right? And you've copied this artwork so well that people believe that it's real. And in a way, as an artist, like, well, boo, because you copied somebody so well that you made millions off of what they assumed were forgeries. And you can almost laugh in the faces of those art collectors who believe they know a Vermeer when they're looking at it, or they know a Picasso when they're looking at it. And then you get to say, like, haha, yeah, that thing that you've been admiring as a Vermeer or a Picasso or a whatever is actually a complete fake. Um, some of these sales were even to Vermeer specialists. Wow. He was caught after World War II, when Dutch authorities arrested him under charges of treason for selling a Vermeer painting to the Nazi Hermann Göring. To prove what he sold was a forgery, he painted in the Vermeer style in front of police. Wow. You, you were selling a forgery to a Nazi and then had to prove that you were selling a forgery by creating a forgery in front of the police. That's pretty interesting. And goes to show you that, you know, nowadays it's harder to get away with because of carbon dating. But, I suppose if it was the same age range as another painter, then you wouldn't have as much to worry about. But interesting stuff, especially when you figure like some of the artists were using specific types of materials in their paints or whatever to set them apart from others. All right, one more. Leonardo da Vinci. Leonardo da Vinci's attributed La Bella Principessa could be a fake. In 2008, Peter Silverman came forward with a major announcement. A new work by Leonardo da Vinci had been discovered. The work, so the story went, was discovered in a friend's drawer in Paris. Actually, Silverman purchased it at an auction. La Bella Principessa has many art historical experts claiming it is a fake, while others claim it is the real thing. Hard to say, though. Hard to say. But yeah, interesting stuff. Uh-oh, Jamie, you were putting down the wrong color. That's no good. Hope it wasn't too much. Ugh. That's no good. No good at all. Anyways, interesting stuff. I had fun talking about art heists. I really want to do some more research on the one that was sort of like an action movie and find out why that's not been produced yet, because that's like a that's like an Ocean's 11 level heist of things, right? Not obviously the same, but like the Italian Job and all those other greats from the early aughts, we need a good heisty movie. Just harder to do nowadays, right? Not the movie, but harder to do the heist. So they would have to pull from something in the 70s or 80s when people were just walking into places with hatchets and a dream. I don't know that you'd get away with that nowadays, but you sure could try. You sure could try. Um anyways, yeah, Italian Job's a great movie. It's a great movie. Well, I'm assuming, Jamie, that you will be on the Discord after dark and working on fixing some colors. I hope that some of you guys will join us. I usually take a few minutes just to get things wound down around here. Maybe get a quick bite to eat or a drink, that sort of thing. And then we usually go right into the Discord after dark. Obviously, you guys are welcome to start the Discord after dark before I get there. Some people usually do. They're already sitting in the chat by the time that I'm ready to join. So if you guys want to start making your way there, I need keys because my throat's real dry, but I'm gonna end a few minutes early. Again, I really hope that some of you will go and check out Captured by Radiance and take a look through their new and their sale kits. See if you can't find something you like, and then hopefully, like I said, I will get the go ahead to let everyone know what artists that they've signed. I can tell you that they've signed several new artists and they really have some spectacular work. We're really excited to see them over at Captured by Radiance. But I hope that you guys, good podcast called Ridiculous Crimes, has a lot of episodes on forgers and art heists. Well, thank you, Jamie. Because I am not a podcast on all of those things. Yes, we talk about things on Saturday nights related with art, but this is not something that I put my heart, soul, and passion into being all the time. I just figured as it relates to diamond painting, because we select art from artworks and artists. But yeah, you guys, I hope that you will join us in the Discord. And if you can't, then I hope I will see you again very, very soon. As ever, you guys, I hope that wherever you are in this great, big, beautiful world, that you are having a phenomenal morning, evening, or afternoon, whatever time it is, wherever you are. I will see you again soon, okay? Bye bye.